This is The Big Story presented by Herb Chambers.
Hi, I'm Bob Ryan. Over the years, Boston Celtic fans have gotten very used to Danny Ainge's unpredictability, volatility, and sheer boldness as trade day approaches. Think Antoine Walker leaving. Think, even more amazingly, Antoine Walker returning. Think the Ray Allen deal. Think Kevin Garnett. Now they have another one to contemplate, that now that Danny has traded Kendrick Perkins and Nate Robinson to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Jeff Green and Nenad Krstic. This is not what people had in mind when they went to sleep on the night of the 23rd of February, knowing that the next day was the trading deadline. Never dreamed that their hallowed and beloved Perk would be gone within the 24 hours. But that's what happened. All we were asking of Danny Ainge was to find a body, a 6'6", 6'7" forward to help plug the gap until and unless Marquise Daniels would return to the lineup. But instead, Danny went big, thought big, took a gamble, no question. Here's what you need to know. As much as Kendrick Perkins has been a valued Celtic over the last 4 years particularly, as much as he's been part of the family, as much as Kendrick Perkins has worked hard in a mutually beneficial relationship, he is not the greatest center in the NBA, and there was no guarantee they were going to win the championship with him in the lineup. They have gotten in this trade the best player of the four by far in Jeff Green. Now, many of you are aware that Jeff Green was the player traded for Ray Allen in the key point of the deal on draft night, the 5th pick of the 2007 draft. He was a fine forward prospect out of Georgetown who was turned into an excellent pro. An all-star? No, but a very solid professional who will be in this game for 10 or 15 years. 6'9", 245, makes jump shots, posts up, powerful guy, good passer, team player. He will give them an ideal third forward behind Garnett and behind Pierce. He will give them an insurance for the future when Garnett retires. He's an excellent basketball player, and he's 24 years old. Nate Robinson, thank you very much for service rendered, but they've got about as much out of Nate as anyone is ever going to get out of Nate. Every once in a while, Nate will go off, have an important game because he can shoot the basketball. He won a playoff game. Actually, he helped win 2. Don't forget Game 6 against Orlando last year, in addition to Game 4 of the finals, which we finally remember as the Shrek and Donkey game. But that's a very sporadic contribution, and it's typical of the way Nate Robinson will be, I predict, for his entire NBA career. The final piece of the 4 is Nenad Krstic, about whom a lot of Celtic fans know very little. He's a 7-foot Serb, 240 pounds, a classic modern European big man in that he prefers to shoot facing the basket. He has scored as many as 16 points a game. He is not a great rebounder. He is not a great passer. He's an offensive player. He injured his ACL 1 year, missed part of his season, has had some great moments, including a fine playoff series as a rookie, and is a scoring guy. He's a much different kind of player. He will not replace Kendrick Perkins defensively or on the boards, and that's going to be a problem because they are already only 29th in rebounding with Perkins. What are they going to be without him? Fair question. The big thing is this. The gamble is Shaq and Shaq's health. Clearly, Danny Ainge is putting the onus on Shaq to get healthy and stay healthy in the playoffs. Shaq is here. The tandem of Shaq and Krstic is going to be their center deal, and we're going to have to live with it. Is it a gamble because of what Perkins represents and the fact that Shaq is such a questionable physical commodity? Of course. Is it something that worries Danny Ainge? It may concern him. I don't think anything ever worries him. He is the boldest, most fearless executive in this league. And we always fasten our seatbelts as trading day arrives, and sure enough this year, that was a wise policy. This is a team that is en route to winning 60 games, and yet making a big move on trading deadline, and it could blow up in Danny's face. But he's not worried about that. He thinks he's done the right thing. And I'm going to just tell you this. In any trade of 4 people, if you walk away with the best player, and the best player by a considerable margin, you've done well. And in Jeff Green, the Celtics got the best player in this trade. So that's my take on the big deal. I'm Bob Ryan.